Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for mid-August 2023. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this reflection card and this tears card, so don't cry, Aquarius. You could be, thinking about the past. It is, very nostalgic times. We have the two retrogrades, Venus retrograde, but also we have Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. Well, really on the 23rd. So, again, I would say I would be careful of, being overwhelmed by your emotions or things like that. You have the Strength card, the Ten of Swords, and the Four of Wands. This could definitely be some sort of ending with the Four of Wands here, and the Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. And, I don't know, it could just be something that is hitting you or affecting you. I do specifically feel that, damn, this is good though. I do specifically feel that this is you, that it, has had to develop some strength or something like that, or has been through a period of time where you've had to be very strong. And so, I definitely, I don't know what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth right now here, Aquarius, but it's definitely something that I feel for you. Again, you have the Four of Wands, Ten of Swords, the Strength and the Strength card. We'll just go that way. And the Ten of Swords definitely says something is dead, done, over with. I feel like if you're thinking about stepping into the unknown here with the Chariot, we'll talk about that in a minute, then, I think that would be a good idea. If you're thinking about, moving towards something new. If you're wondering if there are blessings in something new, the answer is yes. He's literally making this symbol with his hands right here, and this represents a blessing that he is receiving, or he's making a symbol that represents a blessing. So, I feel like an ending could be a blessing in disguise. You might be reflecting on some endings as well. This is normal during retrogrades to reflect on, past endings. Doesn't even have to be love. Could be things you've lost. Could be, things that didn't work out in work, business, health, whatever. And, again, this could be a heavy energy for you. But again, I think there are blessings coming in for you. Probably this is what I would look at right here is how strong you are, right? I would be focusing on your strengths. I would be focusing on what you can control. That lion, that is her inner beast. That is like her inner critic, her inner voice, her inner demons. But it is submitting to her. She is the one that is in control of that. So I really feel that you need to take control. Look, we have this right here. We have the Emperor, which is all about control. The Chariot is the card of hard control. It is the card of really taking control of your life and making sure that you are the one that is controlling your emotions and things like that. Some of you, this could be the ending of a marriage. It could be a person that you thought you would marry, but again, the Four of Wands is a card of completion. It's like a finish line card. This looks like a finish line up here. These people are celebrating on the other side of this portal. So, I feel like there already has been an ending in the past. I don't think this is something that's happening now. I think this is something that has already happened that you're thinking about. And look at all the good stuff that is on the other side. The Four of Wands. You go like this to the Chariot, which is a victory, to the King of Wands. The King of Wands is like a visionary. He lives a visionary life, something very fulfilling. He's very entrepreneurial as well. But it doesn't have to be money. He just really takes care of things that he cares about. So again, some of you could be grieving the loss of something that just doesn't even matter. Kind of like Five of Cups vibes here. So let's see. Oh, you do have the Five of Cups in this reading as well. With the Strength card, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says when you know that something is going to be successful in your life, it will be successful. So it really encourages you to commit 110% to something mentally. And this is what you're committing to, is a new direction with the Chariot. So, I feel plain and simple, a new direction is going to be very successful for you. With the Ten of Swords, if this is like an X or something, I would definitely stop spying here, Aquarius. I'm not calling you out, totally am, right? It wouldn't be an Aquarius reading if I didn't say that. But, again, I feel you really need to, make sure that there are no more connections. Again, if you're spying on your ex, you're still connected, which is causing problems. You're still thinking about them, seeing them, whatever, right? So if you're spying on social media or whatever, I would be careful of that with the Page of Swords. Again, take it how it resonates. You might not be spying that much. You might just be thinking about them or whatever. So, I would be careful. Same thing with a past situation. If this is a job that didn't work out, a business idea, I feel like this is saying, that is a little bit different. Even in a relationship, I think it's fine to look at what didn't work and to say to yourself, like, what can I change in the future? But after that, then move on towards the future, which is what the Chariot wants you to do. With the Four of Wands, you have the Three of Wands, literally moving on towards the future. This is a card of foresight. You know, it's a card of seeing the future. It's a card of seeing something that could be potentially profitable, but not even financially. It could be, you know, love profitable, or, you know, some other type of energy. And again, we see a lot of looking into the future here, because again, the King of Wands, he is kind of very innovative in some ways. He has this ability to kind of predict things, you know, like when you think about entrepreneurs, right? They are very good at maybe predicting the future in some ways. Like a lot of them are visionaries, right? And he is a visionary. So I kind of feel that you might have some visionary ideas right now. And I feel the Chariot is saying you need to move towards these ideas. In the area of what you need to know right now, you even have this inspiration card. It says, a spark of inspiration will ignite brilliant new ideas. Are you kidding? It is essential that you are clear about what you want. Follow your heart. So there you go. You have this office card. It says, delegating more can help you increase your earnings. Think of the greater good than oneself to achieve a better outcome. Yeah. So I feel for a lot of you, you need to start using that visionary ability that you have to kind of take your life in a direction that's going to be much more successful, much more happy, much more enjoyable. And that's what I would do here if I were you. You have the Emperor, the Chariot, and the Four of Pentacles. All three cards are technically cards of control. This is the only bad one right here, is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a bad card for control because he's holding on so tightly to those Four of Pentacles that he's not allowing himself to get more pentacles. It's like he's saying, you know, he's holding on to something maybe that no longer serves him, or he's holding on to what he thinks he has instead of going and creating something more that he wants. So I really feel you have this next card here that says visualize abundance. He is not in an abundant place because he is just trying to hold on to every last cent that he has, and he's not loosening up, right? So I feel like you have to get that flow going. I always tell people, like, if they're having financial problems, that it's like, what do you do when you have financial problems? You don't spend money. What's the problem with not spending money? You're not keeping the flow going, right? You're holding on too tightly to something, so you're creating more lack. And I always tell people, guess what? Here's the trick. You don't have to spend more money. You just have to create value, right? That's all you have to do. So if you're having financial problems, like, one of the best things you can do to get that type of abundance flowing, money abundance, and without having to spend money that you probably don't have anyway, is to create something of value. Create a YouTube video sharing advice you have. It doesn't matter if no one watches it. You're putting the energy out into the universe. That's all that matters. You created it. And some advice or something that's in your head, right? If you have something creative that you want to put out into the world, create it, put it out into the world. You are creating abundance by doing that. By doing that, the universe opens up. So I really feel that this right here is saying you need to kind of get that type of flow going. Could be love as well. So it's like, if you want love, go love a dog, go love a cat. You don't have to go love a person. It could just be creating the energy of what you want. And, you know, I'm surprised the Nine of Cups didn't show up here because it's very similar. You have the Chariot, probably your most important card here. You know, it is your best card here, but also I would say it's your most important. He's leaving the city behind him behind. We are in a time of the Chariot, for sure. I think we're all being asked to, you know, leave comfort zones. Four of Pentacles, leaving a comfort zone. And, you know, he's leaving his comfort zone, that city, behind him. And he's trusting that the universe is guiding him. These two sphinxes represent the universe. He also has the stars in his canopy up here, these moons on his shoulders, which represents as above, so below. So he's really being guided by his inspirations, as that card says, and the universe. Those sphinxes have their tail in their hands here, and it kind of says they understand where he has come from. It basically is like comforting to him, because it says that the universe understands where you have come from. It's like the universe, if you just trust in the universe, it's not going to lead you in the wrong direction, because it knows where you have come from. It knows where you need to go as well. So, you know, again, I feel like you're being guided at this time. With the Chariot, I feel like you just need to get up and move. Or sorry, the Emperor, you know, he has armor on underneath his cloak, and it kind of says that he's ready to go at a moment's notice. He just needs to get up and go. So I feel it is time for you to get moving here, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on here. With the Emperor, what do you know? You have the Fool, of course. Take a leap of faith. Time for a new beginning, for sure. Pretty obvious. With the Chariot, You have the Knight of Pentacles. Yep, time to get moving. Pretty obvious. Knight of Pentacles is no movement. He is being too cautious. He's playing it safe, right? I do not think it is time for you to play it safe. Again, Four of Pentacles would be playing it safe. I don't think you have to be super risky either. Like I said, I think you just have to create some sort of abundance in the world. Like I said, this could be a creative project. It could be sharing a piece of advice online. It could be helping a person in need without even, again, doesn't even have to cost money. You could just give them your physical labor, or physically you could help a person or something. Again, I would go do something if I were you, Aquarius. I would do something to give back or to get that energy flowing, and I think it'll be very helpful for you. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Sun. Yes, more inspiration. It's weird. I have never, sorry, my mustache is itching right there. But anyway, again, I have never seen the Sun so much. Just like every single reading for these mid-monthlies has had the Sun, which is great, really positive, but I don't think it's that easy. The Sun, to me, shines a light on things we need to pay attention to. It inspires us. It is like, hey, there's something exciting that you want to do. You could be inspired to, take action on a new idea or move in a new direction in your life. And the Sun says, if you leave a comfort zone and do it, you will be successful. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, block out the media. Yes, heck yes. Big fan of doing that. You have this card that says, visualize abundance when needed. So again, I feel that it is time for you to definitely visualize abundance, and also to kind of like focus on yourself. That block out the media card there, I think it would just be a great time for you to focus on yourself, to focus on things that bring you joy and happiness. I would take it one step further, and I would say block out anything that affects you negatively mentally. Again, over the past few years, it's really changed my life. I've blocked out the media. I have no freaking clue what's going on in the news for the most part, unless someone tells me, right? That's the only time I know what's going on. And guess what? My life has been amazing since I did that. And so there you go. All I do is I focus on, again, I think you need to come up with a focusing statement as well. I keep telling people, especially as an Aquarius, I think you need to come up with a focusing statement. A focusing statement is basically just like a goal and a statement mixed together. I don't know. I came up with this idea of like just having something that you work towards. Mine is to help people create a dent in their own dent in the universe. So everything I do in my life, that's all I focus on, right? And I don't focus on anything else. I don't focus on what the Kardashians are doing. I don't focus on 90 Day Fiance or anything like that. I just focus on helping people make their dent. And I don't know. It's worked really well for me, and it's free. So, there you go. But I would be focusing on the good stuff here. You have the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Again, I would let go of any disappointments. Five of Cups, the solution to the Five of Cups is to be grateful for what you do have. Then you get this bridge and this castle. So Five of Cups is like he's grieving the loss of wine. He has lost his taste for wine. But he doesn't even enjoy it any longer. So it's like you could be grieving the loss of something that you once enjoyed, but you don't even enjoy it any longer. I would also encourage you to look at any situations that you have been in that you are grieving. And I think you need to ask yourself, like, if I were to match the energy of this situation, what would happen? Like, if it was a person, if you were to give exactly what they were giving to you, would it fall apart or would it have stayed together? If it would stay together, maybe actually it would have been good. But, for the most part, I think if we look at things from the past, we realize that if we match the energy of the situation, it still would have fallen apart. So, love, business, and otherwise doesn't just have to be love. So I feel you need to realize that and be grateful for what you do have. The King of Wands, I kind of do feel you need to be bold and assertive and really go for the things you want. Again, I always say that we are in a time where, squeaky wheel gets a grease. Use your elbow grease on things. Really put in the energy to make things successful. Again, nothing is just going to magically happen, as I always say. So, we really have to put in the work. You have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands says you will be victorious. You have the Six of Wands and the Chariot, both cards of success, victory, being celebrated for your successes. So I really see a lot of success here for you. Let's see. With the King of Wands, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is a pause. I feel like you've been on pause. That's all I'm hearing on the Hangman, is that you've been on pause. It is a card of enlightenment, and you do have the Sun. So again, his head is glowing normally on the Hangman. And so again, if you have been inspired by something, a new direction in life, I would move in that new direction. With the Five of Cups, you have the Three of Cups. Definitely a celebration coming in for you. And it is funny that, three cups are spilt over and then you have the Three of Cups. So, I kind of feel there are blessings coming in for you if you would just be grateful for what you have. With the Six of Wands, you have the Six of Wands, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So there's definitely like some, like I think people are going to be celebrating you in the future for the changes that you've made in your life. You're becoming, very more successful, I should say. And again, especially if you follow your inspirations, which is the only thing you need to do. If I were an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius rising, but if I were an Aquarius sun, that's like the only thing I would be focusing on is my inspirations, and I would focus on inspiring other people. With Pluto going into Aquarius, I mean, you will be rewarded handsomely if you inspire other people in some way. Overcome an obstacle that's hard. But when you do that, it gives other people in your life permission to do it. Do something that no one in your family has ever done before. Teach people how to do something by being an example. Again, it's better to, don't instruct people, inspire people, as the ultimate warrior used to say. So I think any of those things would be a good idea. Next, you have this electricity card. It says wildness on it, and you have this rain card. It says, I can't even see that, but anyway, whatever. I feel for some of you, I need glasses because I can't read that. Number two, I feel that some of you are in like this temporary period of time, and so I feel for some of you that you could be worried about things, but things are actually turning around. And again, this is the good stuff. With the other card here, this electricity card, I feel like you need to be a little more messy, is what I'm getting here. Like, don't try to make things perfect. I feel like you need to let things happen as they're going to happen and be messy about it, right? You have the Temperance card, the Hierophant, and the Two of Pentacles. Temperance is like turning one thing into another. It's a card of alchemy. He's pouring those cups back and forth, making something happen. The interesting thing here is that you have the Two of Pentacles, which is like juggling. For whatever reason, I'm seeing, like, it's popping into my head that it's like one of these things is hard, one of them is much easier. I feel like Temperance is much easier than Two of Pentacles. It's almost like this would be you trying to force something to happen, and this would be you working with the energy and allowing something to happen. So, I don't know, that's how it's popping into my head. I would allow things to happen in your life and make sure you're stepping into that energy. You have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant, he has a symbol right here. This right here, he's like blessing those people in front of him. So I feel like there are blessings that are coming in for you, or the universe is about to bless you. Could be just through, like I said, inspirations, ideas, goals, wishes, things like that. But let's see where this is going. With the Temperance card, you have the Eight of Wands. I feel like you just need to tell the universe what you want. The Eight of Wands is a card of communication. Traditionally, it was like the arrows of love, meaning you tell the universe what you want in love, and the universe responds. Esther Hicks calls this your rockets of desire, right? You tell the universe what you want, and the universe responds with signs, symbols, synchronicities, inspirations. If you move in that direction of your inspirations or joy, then you get what you want. If you don't, then you don't. So I feel you need to kind of like really pay attention. Things are definitely speeding up in your life. Eight of Wands is things happening fast. And with the Hierophant, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition, but again, this is the good stuff. So Five of Wands can actually be a card of, again, doing something difficult and getting a reward at the end of it. I always say that these people, they're not really fighting on this card. They are learning. They're learning how to fight. They're using sticks. They're not using swords. So I feel it is a time of, you creating more abundance or something. And with the Two of Pentacles, you have the Three of Swords. It's like you have a choice here. I feel like you have a choice between, being stuck on a past person or past situation and moving on to something new. So, again, I would definitely, I would choose new if I were you, not telling you what to do, but totally am. So there you go. But we're going to pull 5 main themes. And sorry, I can't get this card. We are using the Mega Deck here. You have this Page of Pentacles. I do feel like there could be news or communication coming in for you from a person. There could be a Taurus coming in for some of you. Obviously that's not going to be true for all of you. The other thing that I'm noticing here at the end of the reading is that there's a lot of education cards in your reading. So anything you can do to educate yourself, Hierophant, Five of Wands. I think I said something about education earlier. Even the Sun and the Hangman, again, they represent enlightenment, but we can gain enlightenment by educating ourselves. So anything you're trying to make successful, I would learn as much as you can. You have the Empress, a lot of abundance coming in for you. I feel like you're very attractive at this time as well. So if you do want love, I feel like you should be putting yourself out there, meeting new people. You have the Eight of Cups, and didn't you have the Eight of Cups here? Am I making that up? I guess not. I think I'm making that up. But anyway, you could be walking away from something. Clearly something has ended from the past. And, I feel like you're walking towards fulfillment. Again, he's walking away from something that has not been fulfilling him so that he can go find a fulfillment. So I do feel there's a lot of fulfillment here. You have this flow card. The whole entire reading basically was telling you to go with the flow. The flow is going to come in for you through inspiration, meaning you're probably going to be excited about like a new idea or a new direction or a new person or a new situation. And I feel like this is saying like, don't try to force it to go a certain way. I think that's more important, right? And, even in relationships, right? I think we're all guilty of this. We all do this, right? We get into a relationship and it's like we do things at the beginning of the relationship, especially if we like the person, like maybe we act a certain way or do something so that we don't lose the person, but then we're not entering it as who we really are because we're doing something extra or we're doing something different so that we don't lose the person. And guess what happens? Because we do that, because we're trying to force things to go a certain way, Four of Pentacles, because we're holding on too tightly in that sense, then we lose the person eventually in the future because eventually it's like you can't keep that up for too long, right? So again, I feel like this is saying, go with the flow. Just be inspired, be in the position of being inspired, and don't try to hold on to something so that you don't lose it. It's like, I think that, we need to realize, and I don't know, it's a hard one. I don't even, I don't even know how to realize this. Like, trust me, I'm trying to get it through my fat skull too. But what I would say is, like, I think we need to realize we have never actually had anything. We will never actually own anything or have anything in life. And it's like the faster we just let go of it and just try not to hold on to things and just say, if this person wants to leave me, fine. If this job wants to leave me, fine. If this money wants to leave me, fine. It's like I've just noticed the more I step into that energy, not bragging, but the more I do, the more successful I become, the more good things enter into my life. The more I don't try to, fight for a person or whatever, the better things become. And, and it's like, why should you be with a person who you have to fight for anyway, right? So again, I think that this reading is talking about like non-attachment, right? Next, you have the giveaway card. I really feel the universe is blessing you. We talked about this earlier, that there could be blessings coming in from the universe, but really good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you and definitely enjoy your month.